Hey, shalom, 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 yasha Allah, ashar Shabbat. You are now tuned into another episode of the Pregame, episode 6. The water for everybody that's tuned in. Hey, Salakia for starting a little late. It was having a great conversation in the back with our guests. A beautiful conversation that we're just gonna bring right here.
Yeah.
We're gonna bring it right here for y'all, man. So y'all know I'm Captain Yaiqua. We got Soldier Aharon as my guest host, and then we got a guest speaker with a lot of wisdom and knowledge that I think brothers can get and sisters can get, from the elder, right? And this title is called Brick by Brick. And the reason we titled that is because that's what it takes. And that involves everything, right? Brick by brick, building up yourself. Brick by brick, building up your wife. Brick by brick, building up your children, right? Brick by brick, building up the sheep in your congregation. That's what it takes. So it's brick by brick, day by day, man, right? And the elder I'm telling you, was having a beautiful conversation, and I know we're just gonna bring it right here. So without further ado, we're gonna get into a few things. We're gonna get into our commercials really quick. We're definitely gonna get into that. We're gonna plug our commercials, and then we're gonna just jump right into it. We're not gonna waste any more of y'all time. So let's do it. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Where is my video? Is that the video? So
call your family, call your friends. It's time to play the game, The Truth of Yah. Learning the Bible has never been more engaging. The game that's guaranteed to increase your biblical knowledge, renew minds, and save lives. Grab your Bible and don't forget your Apocrypha. Loads of fun for everyone. The Truth of Yah board game helps build up the poor in spirit, build character, gain wisdom, show what you know or find out what you didn't know. Gain confidence. Line upon line, precept upon precept, make the Truth of Yah a part of your home today. Come on, what are you waiting for? Join the fun today.
All praises, right? So we got the Truth of Yah, and it said join the fun today, man. So hey, listen, I've been telling y'all I was getting mine. I stopped wasting time. I stopped wasting time and I went and got mine, Israel. What are y'all waiting for? We got Monopoly, we got Uno. You know what I'm saying? We got the dice, we got the card games. Go get your biblical knowledge game, man. Truth of Yah. Beautiful, man. Beautiful. I ain't really broke it open yet, right? I might open it in front of y'all real quick. See what we got in here. Let me see what we got in here real quick. But I think everybody needs to go get it, and I can't wait to play it, man. Lord willing, Passover coming up, new moon coming up, right? Our new moon is actually tomorrow. We'll talk about that a little bit, but listen, man, this is what we got to do. We got to support Israel, right? If we say we a family and we want to be a nation, having trouble opening a new box, they got to seal so good, right? We say we're a nation, we got to support each other, right? And what other way to do it than buying each other's clothes, right? Games and different things, fringes, zeets, different things like that. So here we go right here, man. I'm gonna just show y'all a few things that's in here, right? Come with a few cards. They open up. Questions. They got the instructions in here, right? Couple other pieces, precepts. They got a few precepts on here, right? I don't know if brothers can see that.
Yeah.
Ecclesiasticus. 14 and 1 and 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right, a couple precepts. So make sure y'all go out and get that after the Shabbat is over with, man. truthofyah.com, right? I went and got mine. Make sure you go get yours. Also, right, we have most importantly the new moon coming up. We have the new moon coming up. Let me pull that up real quick. Give me 1 second. New moon coming up tomorrow. Let me see real quick. We got the new moon coming up. Let me know when you can see my screen. Can you see that?
Come.
Right, so we got Sons of Thunder Israelites new moon tomorrow, February 19th, 7:45 p.m. Hey, he put sharp. That means we starting on time. So don't come with the slothful spirit, man. Be there on time. If you want to come, please RSVP. You still have some time throughout the day, throughout tomorrow, the morning time. right? So let us know if you want to come keep the new moon. A lot of Israelites, I ain't gonna say Israelites. Well, yeah, a lot of us, we be slack on the new moons. We be fly. We want to gather hard and we want to celebrate hard for Passover, tabernacles, feast of dedications, blowing of the trumpets, but we neglect a lot of the new moons, right? So we got to start keeping new moons in sincerity and in truth. We got to start doing that.
Also, that's an appointed solemn feast day.
Hey, that's right. That's right, that's right. Also, we got on our Patreon. Please join us on Patreon. We got Yao and some other brothers, some of the elders, priest Dunya Allah, versus Shadid, man, right? The Muslim. And and I don't want to say this a interesting ending. You know, I'm gonna definitely go watch it soon once it's put up. But make sure y'all subscribe to that on the Patreon. Come get some knowledge that we can't necessarily put on YouTube on the Patreon just because of bans and strikes on the channel. Hey, some of the conversations need to be on Patreon. So if you subscribe to us, you want to follow us on the Patreon, please do. And I think it's here at the bottom of the screen, right? So I'll stop sharing that. Right, I'll stop sharing that. All right, here we go. So shalom excuse me, to everybody that's in the chat. Shalom Solomon, shalom D Miller. I see a question too, King. I hope that video I sent you to was edifying. I hope you had a chance to watch that. My brother Brian Christian, man, Yaquaria, shalom. Tony, one of the members, Tony, shalom. Also become a member of the Sons of Thunder Israelites YouTube channel. What are you waiting for? Become a member. All your comments will be have priority. So make sure you becoming a member on the Sons of Thunder Israelites YouTube channel, right? We got Prospect Isaiah, we got Trey Lindsay, shalom. We got the mighty soldier Kahari, shalom. Sister Mina, Kalea, Yediah, shalom to my sisters that's in the building, right? Where my sister TT yet? Natazah, Malak Ken, shalom. Johanna, shalom. Sister La Ra'ayaka, shalom. Malachi, her name always fumble me up. Beverly, shalom. Gabar, shalom. My Hebrew daughter, shalom. Captain Yarrow all, shalom. If you want to do the work in Central California, please hit us up at sonsofthunderisraelites@gmail.com, right? Kaya, Sister Kaya, shalom. And I think that's everybody. I think that's everybody, right? And like we said, man, please become a member. Get access to in-person events. You know what I'm saying? You get the plug first when you become a member at the Sons of Thunder Israelites YouTube, right? So let's get into it, right? So as we normally do, please put the weather in the chat. Put your weather in the chat. Put your weather in the chat. What is it looking like in your city? What is it? Let me show y'all the Sunshine State real quick. Show y'all and this is why it's called the Sunshine State, right? Let me show y'all the Sunshine State real quick. Here we go.
It's 80 what?
Nah, it's a nice day. 69, man. Beautiful. 69 degrees, 0% for precipitation, man. But the humidity is 64. So as soon as you walk outside, you just start sweating. Immediately, right? Immediately. Hey, what is looking like in Atlanta? All right? What is looking like in Atlanta? Let me do this. 5 points. I like to do this. 5 points. What we have in Kent.
It's 46.
ATL. All right.
Compton is 55 right now.
Say 55.
And Compton is 46 in Atlanta.
Okay, it says 57 and 5 points. That's little 5 points, but then 5 points is right there. Right, so about 57 degrees, right? 57 degrees. So we'll stop sharing that. We'll get some people to put their weather in the chat. Let me see what we got. Here. Sister Dina said 52. He said, I'm in San Diego. Good boy, what's your weather? What is like in Dago? What? Malachi say 46. Sister Beverly said it's 37 in Ohio. Denver is 43. I like Denver. That's one of my favorite states. Cities. Colorado is the state. 40 in Oregon, right? Cloudy. Portland, Oregon. Kansas City, 44. Hey, it's 66 in Dago, man. 66.
Dago, nice.
Say Northern California 34, Mississippi. Shout out to Mississippi 45, Wisconsin 34. I don't want to be in Wisconsin. I don't. I have no reason to be in Wisconsin. Richmond, California 45 degrees, man. All praises, all praises, all praises. Right. So hey, let's bring the mighty elder on. And it's just so much we could say about the elder, man. But you know, he's come to Atlanta, done the work with us. He's given us a numerous amounts of counsel, you know, and he's put his brick in, man. And like the scripture say, let's get that real quick before we bring him on. The scripture say, well, we got to praise famous men, right? Not saying the elder is some famous rapper, but hey, you got tenured in this truth. You've been in this truth for years and years, man. You a famous man, right? What is that inside, right?
I'm about to see right now.
Let me see, because I didn't have this in my notes, right? Let me get it real quick. Let me pull it up. I know it's inside, right?
Sirach 44 and verse 1.
44 and 1. Read that.
All right.
Read that out.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 44 and verse 1. Let us now praise famous men and our fathers that begot us.
Hey, and our fathers that begot us, man. Hey, so when you look at the elders, right, they were children of the elders, especially if you were One West doctrine. We children of the elders. So we got to praise the famous men that came before us, man. All the brothers that was putting in this work when it was no YouTube. YouTube didn't exist. And they was out there doing this work. Hey, give me 1 Timothy 5 and 17 real quick, and then we're going to bring them up. They was doing this work. It wasn't no YouTube. It wasn't no Clubhouse. It wasn't no Facebook. They had to go outside. And that's the spirit that we have. So we got to praise these men for having a spine in their back to go outside, and the Most High putting this Yahweh Shai spirit on them to do this work, because that's what it's about. And we follow in their footsteps, right? Every brother that goes to camp, you following in the elders' footsteps. I don't care if you like One West or not, man. That's what you're doing. All right, so give me that real quick.
This is the book of 1 Timothy, chapter 5 and verse 17.
Bring it out.
Let the elders that rule well be counted worthy of double honor.
Hey, and we give this elder double honors. We give this elder double honors, man. All praises to the Most High for this elder, and let's bring him up. Let's bring him up.
Hey, shalom.
Hey, Adawam Bakwash, shalom. Adawam Bakwash.
That was quite an intro, man. I'm humbled and flattered, actually. You know,
all praises.
You know,
I appreciate your work, Adawam. We appreciate the work.
Hey, I honor you, younger men, just like I honor the men that taught me, man. You know, I'm just like you, brothers, man. And like we was talking in the back chat earlier, Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Christ, was a servant. So I'm here to serve, you know, my brothers and sisters, and further the gospel. That's my job. And I, you know, I wish everyone could be saved, but we know according to prophecy and according to what's written, that's not possible. You know, 2/3 must fall away, and the unbelievers, they will fall with Babylon and the rest of the world. And the ones who serve the Most High in righteousness and sincerity, they have a great future ahead of them. That's why, you know, in my videos, I always say that you're on the winning side. You're on the winning side so long as you keep the commandments, so long as you honor and respect the Most High, and so long as you love the brotherhood and the sisterhood. Love is the foundation. Love is the key. You know, without love or without charity, the other things mean nothing if you don't have love. Or like we spoke about earlier, you could be profitable for yourselves. I mean, you could be profitable for yourselves, but not others. So, you know, just hang in there, brothers and sisters. The Most High is doing great and wonderful things for us, man. Doing great and wonderful things for us.
That's right. Hey, what city are you in again? What's the name of your city?
Right now, I'm in Orange, New Jersey. I'm originally from Flatbush, Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
But you get more bang for your buck in Jersey, man. You know.
Praise. I think I don't want y'all all say shalom as well.
Hey, shalom, bro.
Jersey. You know he a big Jersey city. You know,
yeah, he from that roughneck, crazy Jersey City area. Communal Paul.
Yeah, hey, that's where you get that temper from, man. That's why I don't want to get that fiery spirit from, man.
You're no joke. When I go to Jersey City, man, it's like the sun don't even shine the same way in Jersey City, but I noticed it's just I don't know, man. You know,
so I'm gonna put a weather up in your city. I want to see what y'all dealing with the elements. We're gonna get New York too.
Yeah, it's kind of cold now. I don't know what's going on with the weather, man. You know, but just you brothers and sisters hang in there. Let me see what the weather is.
Oh, we got 35 out of one.
Yeah, man.
35. Hey, you know we teach though, in season, out of season.
Yeah. your bones hurt in season and out of season too.
Hey, that's right. Hey, that's right.
I can tell you some old war stories about teaching out there in that cold, boy. Some like way back in the 90s, man. Man, I can tell you some old stories, you know. But you know, you got to keep going, man. You got to push. 37 in New York. 37. You got to remember in New York, you by the water too. New York is an island, so you're right by the water. You know,
get that good wind.
We're in the caves of Esau, so you got that wind blowing. But brothers, they go out, man. Brothers go and they do it. You know, New York is a city that never sleeps. You can take a nap and wake up 12 midnight and jump on the PATH train or the train, the A train, or whatever you take to New York City, and it's like daytime, man. It's like daytime. It's just, I think a couple of you brothers may have been in Manhattan when the brothers out there was the Bach and the House of Israel.
Yeah,
HOI, and you see how
I haven't been out there, but I definitely want to go out there. I definitely want to get that experience of teaching in New York, man, because that's a whole. Them videos is a whole different experience.
You gotta have thick skin, man. You gotta have thick skin. That's another thing you learn when serving the Most High. You learn when to put your head out there and when to pull it back. You learn that if you make the wrong move, you can suffer some serious consequences. So you have to stay and let the Spirit lead you in your decisions and what comes out your mouth. What come out your mouth is like fire. You know, it can make a brother or it can break a brother, but you have to be very careful what comes out of your mouth, like it tells you in the book of James. Very careful, you know, because words is energy. Words is energy. And when the Most High sends us out there on the highways and byways, you know, the Most High says the word, it doesn't go out void. So we're speaking the Most High's words. So it's very important you pay careful and close attention to what you're saying, not just on the highways and byways, in your travels too, because remember, we're soldiers of the Most High. So when we're on these jobs, the devil wants you. When you're shopping, the devil wants you. If you get in a car accident, the devil wants you. So if you say or do something to step out of spirit, you can suffer some heavy casualties behind that. So you have to be very cautious in what you say and how you walk out there. We're soldiers. We're soldiers, and we're learning as we grow. We fall down, we make mistakes. A lot of people overlook the scripture. A righteous man shall fall down 7 times. The righteous can fall down too, but he gets back up. You know, so you know, don't beat yourself up when you fall down. Just dust yourself off spiritually, clean yourself spiritually, focus spiritually, and get back and walk in the Most High, because righteous men will fall and get back up. David fell, got back up. Solomon fell, got back up. Peter denied the Lord, even though he rolled with the Lord. He had the privilege of rolling with the Lord.
Right.
Yeah, but when he saw them whipping Yahushua Christ behind, he said,
I don't want that. You know, I don't want that out of him. Hey, that's why Ezra said, woe is me. I tell that to all the brothers, woe is me, and that I don't want to be a part of that, man. What Ezra was prophesying about, I don't.
Yo, that's some rough. They was gangsters, the Pharisees and scribes, man. So I don't know if you saw the movie The Passion of Christ, but you see that happening to your man, the Son of the Most High, and you believe, but you're not all the way seasoned.
Yeah,
you might deny too, man. You know, you see that they was hemming brothers up, and then even after the death of Yahushua Christ, you know, dudes is on the run. Yeah, it's because you know that's a serious thing. So imagine us today as miniature Jobs, miniature Christs, and the feds is watching us, coming down on us. The government is watching us, coming down on us. Hard body, that could shake a brother or sister up to the point they don't want to be in the faith. When the COVID hit and the lockdowns hit, a lot of brothers bailed out. A lot of brothers bailed out. Trust me, a lot of brothers took the jab, the jibby jab. You know, a lot of brothers took that because you had a choice to work, serve the Most High, work, keep the faith. brothers chose to take a jibby jab. You understand? Because that was the Most High's way of saying, shut up and hear me. I'm going to let Esau shut down the system. Shut up and get yourself together. I'm going to let Esau shut down the system. And at the same time, I'm going to see who my real servants are. I'm going to see who my real soldiers are. And a lot of brothers and sisters bailed out because behind that. That's in your time, you younger men's time. In my time, before that, it was the year 2000. A lot of brothers thought we was going to be out of here in the year 2000. That didn't happen. Brothers and sisters bailed out. Bailed out. You understand? And it's hard to believe how long ago that was, man. That was so long ago, man.
No, 23 years ago.
23 years ago. And I remember we went to Sabbath service, usually was empty. Or just the regular members. In schools across the city, Sabbath service is packed. People are listening because people were shook. Same thing with the pandemic. People were shook, and now they run into the Most High. But when things went away and they got comfortable, right back out in the world. You've seen brothers with tattoos. You've seen brothers with fancy cars, whorish women. Brothers don't use their Hebrew names anymore. Out. You know, something to think about, man. The nature of Israel, you know.
And that's why you gotta. That's what Yahushua said. And let's get that real quick. Matthew 24:13. We gotta endure this thing into the end, and it's only the end when Yahushua says so.
Start at the 10th verse, brother, if you don't mind.
All right, this is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 10. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. And many false prophets shall rise, and shall deceive many. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold.
There you go. Did you want to expound on it? I don't know if you called it for me to expound on it, or did you?
You can break it down out of one. You can break it down.
All right. Start at the 10th. Read it from the 10th verse again.
And then shall many be offended.
And just like Matthew 13, it says that because of tribulation, because of the word, or suffering because of the word, men and women, they get offended. You understand? So someone might see you with your beard and mock you, so you're offended at that, which is a part of the law. Some might see you not eating at the Christmas dinner or not attending the Christmas dinner. You understand? And because of the mocking, or you might not get a bonus from that job because you're not a team player, you get offended. Same thing with women. You choose not to be a whore or twerk or wear certain outfits. Like y'all in the Sunshine State, or you are, brother. Everybody's wearing damn outfits with their breasts out and their behind out.
Hey, it's a video. I don't want. It's a video with LOZ we just posted, man. This sister who was she was going to the hair store. She literally had on lingerie. Literally, like it was. She had on lingerie, and we was telling her like, "Do you like? How can a man respect you with this on?" And she said, "Man, I'm not looking for respect of a man. I don't want to be a wife." And we asked her, "Well, if you don't want to be a wife, then what do you want to be?" I just want to be. I want to do me, and that's the spirit of Israel. I want to do me, spirit. And they got to come back to the spirit of the Lord. Man.
That's the spirit. That's the spirit of Eve. Eve went to the devil. And Eve ate up of what the devil presented to her and brought it to Adam. That's and like we were saying in the back chat earlier, we're that new Adam. We're not going to eat what Eve is eating from Babylon. So it's the norm to wear that type of attire or look like a freak or a whore. But the sisters who choose not to go that route, is very easy for them to be offended if they don't have the knowledge and wisdom of the Most High. So it says that many shall be offended, man. And many are offended at the words Christ spoke. Many are offended at what was revealed through Yahushua. Many were offended at understanding on the law concerning Yahushua, because he revealed who are hypocrites in the law, or who are hypocrites in what Moses, through the Spirit of the Most High, gave them. So there's many ways. There's many ways to be offended in the Most High and leave the Most High. When you get a chance to read that, Matthew 13, but it's read it again, brother.
And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another.
There you go, and that's what you have. You have betrayal in the faith,
Yeah.
Because some crept in unawares, and you have betrayal out in the world. That's why the Most High says to link up with brothers who are like-minded. Read Jeremiah 9:4 when you get a chance. You understand? Trust ye not in any brother. You understand? But this is the world we live in. And the Most High, he warns us. He said he sends us out as sheep, among wolves. And this is part of the battle. But many shall be offended. And we see that now. Many are offended.
That's right.
Okay, brother.
God. And shall hate one another.
And shall hate one another. It's hard to find a good brother or sister that you can trust, that's got your back, that you can relate to in scripture. Sometimes this is going to sound kind of off. I speak as a fool, but sometimes the brothers and sisters in the world show more love than the brothers and sisters in the faith.
That's crazy. That'd be crazy to me.
How backwards is that?
Yeah.
It's sad, but it's true. A lot of my closest friends that tell me they love me are Muslims or Christians or whatever, but they just don't know the truth.
Yeah.
Some of them reject the truth, hard body, but the aspects of brotherhood and love, I get more love from them than I get from certain brothers in the truth. You understand? There's less of a chance I'll be betrayed by one of those brothers than brothers in the truth. This is why I was saying it's imperative that we grow in the gospel and what's written in scripture and grow there. It's cool to learn prophecy, Esau, the wicked black woman, the wicked black man. It's cool to learn that, but we have to upgrade in the spirit of Yahushua within us too. We have to take time to not study those other things, but to study that so we grow, because you won't survive. You won't survive. You understand? I backtrack and look at my past in the truth, and I see a lot of the mistakes I've made, and a lot of those mistakes could have been corrected very easily by just reading the basic things in scripture. But sometimes you get swayed by your problems and the spirit of other brothers. You show me the 5 brothers that you're amongst the most, and I'll show you the sum of who you are and what you will be. You feed off of the brothers that you're around the most. You can deny it and say it's not true, but it's true. You understand? I don't care how long they've been in the truth or whatever you're reading. If you're around a certain group of brothers, whether they're righteous or positive or negative or evil, you will pick up some of those traits from those brothers. It might be to a large degree or a small degree, but you will be infected by those brothers, whether they're positive or negative. You understand? Right. So, the spirit, it does offend, and Yahushua, he does offend. And many brothers shall betray one another in the last days based on fear, ideologies, or picking up the wrong understanding in scriptures. You're going to have that. We're in a cold world, let's face it. And when the pandemic hit, it changed things. Even the camp vibe, when we're going out there and teaching in camp, the whole vibe is different. That pandemic did something, man. It did something to the minds of the people, man. Something is different.
They don't even care no more.
Right. It's very different now, man. It's just, and at the same time, like I always tell the brothers, the Most High is speeding up the time. Yeah. And sometimes we have to adjust our spirit by what the Most High is doing. Your decisions can't be 10 seconds too slow. Yes, the decisions have to be 5 seconds. It can't be 10 seconds anymore. You understand? And that's what if you apply the spirit and you're walking in the spirit, you can adjust to what the Most High is doing. But your thought process has to work a lot more faster in making decisions than 10 years ago and 5 years ago. That's what I see in the Most High.
Yeah, I got a precept for that too. Real before we finish that Matthew, right? Because
I can stop me anytime too, man. I know I get long winded once I start going. Just cut in.
I think the people need to hear it, man, because it's they're hearing it from the young brothers. We kind of reciprocate the same stuff, but it's different hearing it from a brother that's been in it. Because you said 2000, that's 23 years, and then probably even before then. So that's a long time. So I think it's good sometimes to hear the elders just speak, man. So we appreciate you for coming in. If you long with another one, it is what it is, right? All right. It is what. Let me get this precept for you. 1 Thessalonians 5, and I'm gonna start at verse 2, where it says, "For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord."
Sorry, brother. Start the first verse. Start the first verse. I know that one.
Verse 1. But of the times and the seasons, brother.
There you go. So times and seasons.
That's right.
You understand? Most High said you mentioned earlier, preach in season and out of season. Now there's a time and season for all things, but of the times of season, I like to read this like the Most High or the brothers is sending me an email to warn me about something. I just received this email and I'm reading it as a warning from my elders now. One more time now, brother.
But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night.
There you go. So the Most High put us on to this. We see this, but the people outside of us, we don't see that. I mean, they don't see that.
Yeah.
But we know of the time and seasons based on prophecy and what's happening around us. And we serve the Most High with fear. But certain brothers, they'll tell you that like in Peter's, all things continue as they were. There's nothing changed. You keep talking about this Jesus, this Sky Daddy that's going to come back, and they'll try to persuade you that everything is the same. The children are the same. The music. I jump from podcast to podcast, and I argue and go back and forth and try to convince the naysayers. They're trying to convince me that the rap music today is the same as the rap music of yesterday. And I say, are you telling me that Nicki Minaj, Cardi B is the same as the old school rappers? Then they'll bring up Little Kim. I said, all right, that's a good point. But are you saying that the lyrics that you hear in this music is different? I mean, the same as 25, 30 years ago. They'll say, yeah, Ninja.
Look at Queen Latifah.
What's that?
Look at Queen Latifah versus Cardi B.
Yeah, exactly.
Totally different messages.
Now, I don't know if this is true because it could be made up. There's a brother, he did a video and he said he died. Somehow he was in a car accident or something. He died and supposedly went to the spiritual world or Satan's world. I don't know if that's true or not. It was just funny though. He said that the demons were singing
Cardi B. They said they were singing Cardi B.
Yeah, he was he was in a deep coma. He was in a deep dream, and that's what he wanted to hear. And he be fantasizing about Cardi B, and he got what he wanted in his head.
Right. But it's just funny how wicked Cardi B is, and these Negroes think that nothing has changed, man. They think that, Cardi B said out of her own mouth, she feels that her lyrics, drill music is demonic, and she didn't want to do it no more. It broke down and started crying. I don't know if you saw that video. She said that out of her own mouth, man. But we in some really wicked times, and the writing is on the wall. You have to be desperately wicked to think that this is going to last, or there's not a major change in society today. You have to be desperately wicked and evil and blinded. That's why in the beginning of the verse, the Most High said, you know perfectly well of the sign of the seasons that we're in, the times and seasons we're in. The Most High and the prophets expounded on it. And if you have a small brain, you can see it in front of you every day. It's something on the news. It's the same gender. Don't say woman, say person. Same sex unions of people being brought together in marriage. You got so much crap going on. You have to be crazy if you don't see it. Go ahead, brother.
That's right.
I'm sorry.
Verse 3.
Right.
For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travaileth upon a woman with child.
So the Most High is comparing the destruction to a woman in labor. You understand? And it's getting worse and worse. Look at this earthquake we had in what you call it in
was that Turkey?
Turkey? Huh. Yeah, look at that. I don't know if I can see it. Let me try something. Yeah, look at that earthquake we had in what you call it in Turkey. And I didn't know in Haiti that it was even worse in Haiti. I'm trying to share something. I don't know if I can share it.
You should be able to. You did it last time. Yeah, Haiti was bad too.
Over 200,000 in Haiti. I had no idea it was that bad.
Catastrophic destruction.
Is what you want out of one right here?
Yeah, that one right there.
Okay, I could play it and just tell me when you want me to pause it.
Get play.
Left over 1.5 million people homeless. over 220,000 people were killed.
Pause it right there.
More than 300,000 injured.
Look, to over 220,000 brothers and sisters killed.
That's can't even fathom that.
And them same Haitians, and you in Florida, them damn Haitians love the witchcraft or Catholicism. They love it. So the Most High has to put the hammer down on our people heavy, man. And they refuse to let that garbage go. They refuse to let it go. Refuse to let it go. So the Most High, he's just tearing Haiti up. But at the same time, you got the situation in Turkey. The Most High is bringing devastation there and all around this world. But like you read in the beginning of the verse, we know perfectly well the times and the seasons we are in. We know perfectly well that. Play a little bit more, brother.
There were bodies everywhere. There were piles of bodies in the streets. You could see in the rubble people.
That's Global National's Mike Drolet, who was on the ground reporting on the death.
Hey, I'm gonna pause right here quick too. I don't want a lot of people don't understand that this same destruction has to come to America.
There you go.
A lot of people like that don't understand this truth, can't even fathom that's this same destruction. 1.5 million homeless, to over 200,000 dead. That destruction has to come to America. Thus saith the Lord.
Now in Matthew's 24, it says that about the earthquakes and the destruction. The Most High said these are the beginning of sorrows, but the Most High says that these things must come to pass. They must come to pass. You understand? And Most High also says in Thessalonians that divisions must come to pass as well. They must be heresies, that those who are proved may be manifested. So not only are men in division going to come to pass as a manifestation of who the Most High's chosen are to teach this word sincerely, but on the flip side, in Matthew's 24, the Most High says the prophecy of earthquake and pestilence and wars and rumors against wars must come to pass. So it makes no sense to cry about it, to try to walk away from it, to be in doubt about it, to hope it goes away. It must come to pass. Just like rain has to hit the earth, snow has to hit the earth, droughts and earthquakes, things pertaining to disasters have to hit the earth as well. These things must come to pass. You can close it out. I just wanted to show that part, unless you want to watch more.
Salakia, so we actually did a lesson on that sit in the fire, because that's how you get tried, as gold in the fire, that's how in the scripture in Ezra says that, and them shall be known who are my chosen, those who are refined. But I want to bring a precept to let me back off what you're talking about as far as the times getting worse, right? This is 2nd Ezra chapter 14 and verse 17. And it says, "For look how much the world shall be weaker through age.
Right.
So much the more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein." So you see, through age, the evil shall increase. It's inevitable. And through that, the world is going weaker. So to the idea, the notion that things are just the same and it's not getting increasingly more evil, it doesn't line up with the scriptures. It's going to increase. That's why he's speeding up the time.
There you go. Hey, check it out, though. As the world gets weaker through those things, the brothers should be getting stronger through those things. Because, again, Thessalonians, it said, perfectly well the times and the seasons. So the Most High, he gave us a spiritual bird's eye view of prophecy and understanding. And as the world gets weaker, we should be getting stronger. And guess what? The fear in brothers and sisters who are lost should be growing, and their curiosity as far as answers should be growing. And that's perfectly meshed where we meet. We mesh with the brothers and sisters like that, and we teach them. The Lord said, in their afflictions, they shall what? Seek him early. So we just mesh just like that. And they say, oh, now we understand what you brothers are talking about in Deuteronomy 28. Oh, now we understand who Esau is, and the Lord ordained him to live by the sword in the book of Genesis 27 and 40. Oh, now we understand. Oh, now we understand why people are dying. We were getting all emotional when people are dying, but now we understand that death must happen. The Most High says, "Whoever perished being innocent." So we're not in our feelings anymore. Now we understand. Now we see it. You understand? It's just that everything happens in its time, and at the same time, the Most High is waiting for some of us to step up on a different level to shed off certain dead weight. You know, the Most High is just waiting for that. You understand? So now it starts to make sense. And when you get comfortable in this, because I mentioned some time ago, the Most High said, Yahushua said, "Take his yoke, for it's light." I don't remember exactly how it goes, but it's pleasing, something like that. It's light. And then I was questioning. Because remember, I said I'm starting all over. I think I was reading that in Matthew 11, and I was like, "How the hell is it light? How is that
Hey, that's a good question.
How's it light?" But then I started thinking, you know, if I have understanding of the benefit of keeping the laws, if I have understanding in following the Spirit, then I don't worry about certain things. I'm not concerned about the worldly things, and then that's why it's light. But initially, when you hear it, that ain't light. Walking in the faith and warring against the flesh against the spirit, that ain't light. But when you have understanding, especially on different levels, then the yoke is light. Then you walking in the spirit of the Most High, and then people will see it on you. You know, understand? People will see that you're in a different world. We're making a transition from one world, which is that yoke, to another world, to the point where people will look at you and say, they'll see a difference in you. They'll confuse you, maybe with a Muslim or something spiritual. Let's say there's something about you. You understand? But the demons know too, though. That's the unfortunate thing. The demons know when they try to attack you, and that's where the fire and like the brother mentioned about us being in the fire. The fire is to remove the impurities out of you. The fire is to test your faith and your patience. More along the patience, but without faith, you can't have patience. Anyway, the two mix, you know, because with patience, with faith, you're going to be patient that you're going to come out of a certain situation. You understand? So that fire, when we're putting that fire is dissolving the impurities out of you. It's dissolving the lust out of you. It's dissolving the envy out of you. It's dissolving the hate and the weak attributes of man out of you. You understand? It might not get all the impurities out of you, but it'll get enough out of you that you can come back and get the rest out later when you get a deeper level of understanding. And that's what it's about. It's about understanding yourself and understanding the Most High and understanding what you read. I keep going back there that to the times and seasons, you know perfectly well what's up. You know what's up. You know that smoke is coming. You know the Most High is about to step to the world and bring the hammer. And then you're comfortable in that. You're comfortable in the commandments. You're comfortable in righteousness. And that goes back to that yoke. Yoke is not so burdensome. It's light and it's beneficial. If you have the understanding and you accept the Most High and don't rebel, which is a work in itself too.
Khan, I just want to bring these precepts. What you're saying is so heavy, man. Especially now understanding how wicked this world is getting. That's why I got two. One is Isaiah chapter 33 and verse 6. And it says, "And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times."
That's right.
And strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. So when you have that wisdom and knowledge, and when you understand what's going on in that time, that's your stability as this world gets crazier. And then, like how you said, seeing all these evils increase, people that don't have that understanding, that's when they start to seek out the truth. That's why they start to seek out this wisdom and this knowledge. And that's why it's our job to, now that we have that stability, to be able to provide that for the community. And then the next one, man, that understanding is so key.
We have to get into that too, because the elder was speaking about that too. The wisdom, the difference. What'd you say, Adawan? The difference between wisdom and the knowledge.
The knowledge is a difference, because when brothers come into truth, they get the knowledge. You understand? But they don't apply. They don't really seek for wisdom. For example, you can get the knowledge of the slave ships and the missiles, but now if you go in the Apocrypha, two of my favorite chapters is Ecclesiasticus, the first chapter, and the Wisdom of Solomon, the first chapter. You understand? That's pure wisdom in both those chapters. That's if wisdom was crack, that would be the best one of the best cracks, the spiritual in the Bible. Yeah. When you can just read that the Wisdom of Solomon, the first chapter, and Ecclesiasticus, the first chapter. That's beautiful, pure gold when it comes to wisdom. If you want to read about the flesh, Romans 6, 7, and 8, pure gold. You understand? Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying this knowledge is a bad thing. I'm just saying to be stable, you have a more of a better shot if you grow in wisdom. And that comes with time and experience. If you look it up, I believe, I used to have it written down in my Apocrypha. I believe that it says that wisdom, it comes with time and experience, where knowledge, is to know, and that's gold too. But wisdom, that's what the Most High says, get wisdom, but with all you're getting, get understanding. You understand? To get understanding. What does that say there?
Right here. The quality of having experience, knowledge, and hey, this is a good one. Good judgment.
There you go.
That's key. That because to have good judgment, to have just the knowledge is one thing, but to have the good judgment, I ain't gonna fight this battle, or I'm gonna fight this battle. To understand that is to have that good judgment, man. Like Sirach says, see what is evil for you and get you from it, get you far from it. So you got to have good judgment, and that's what that wisdom of the law, statutes, and commandments in Yahushua brings, is that wisdom of knowing what, when, and how to do it.
And how to apply the law, because Yahushua said they was judging him on the law. He said, which one of you having an ox or somebody, I think it was an ox, if it fell in a ditch, wouldn't go in there and get it? You understand? Mm-hmm. You're gonna get the ox. You understand? Whereas if you don't have, the scripture says, be not over much righteous and over much wicked. So you have to be balanced within the law. And that comes with wisdom, but wisdom is on different levels. And correct me if I'm wrong, in Deuteronomy 16, verse 16, I think it is, it says, judge righteous judgment. I'm guessing that the judges usually were men of, they were elder men. I'm guessing in Israel, the judges that dealt with weighty matters, I'm guessing they were mainly older men. So these were men that had enough time to gather enough understanding within wisdom. Again, the scripture says, get wisdom, but with all I getting, get understanding.
I'm going to read that for you, Elder.
That's the brother's question on the Romans 6, 7, and 8, brother. 6, 7, and 8. Romans. So wisdom is a hell of a thing, but it's on levels, and you have to have understanding. You understand? I'm not saying we shouldn't have knowledge. I don't want anybody to get confused. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying sometimes, because I was dealing with that brother because he was like, I don't want to put too much out there, but he was a problem to an extent. And I was trying to save the brother, because I saw a lot of worldly aspects in the brother, and I was trying to save him, and I hit him with that to make him think he didn't get it. Because sometimes when we're young in the spirit, we want to gather all the scriptures we can, and we want to go out there and cut this person and cut that brother and cut that woman and cut the white man, the devil. We want to cut, we're in that mindset. You understand? But what happens? Like the brother brought up the gold in the fire. When the Most High dip you behind, you didn't take the time to teach yourself the wisdom or get the wisdom, and then you start breaking off from the Most High. Yep. Then you don't know that the cares of this world is offensive, and because of the word now, you're offended, and now you want to go out away from the brothers. Then you start talking about the brothers. And you start learning a different doctrine from the brothers, and then you're a problem to the brothers, and then finally you're a problem to yourself, and you're by yourself until the judgment of the Most High. I'm not saying that applies to everybody, but through my experience, I've seen it so many times. It's ridiculous, man. You know?
Absolutely, Elder. I want to bring, I know because you're referencing and paraphrasing it, but I just want to, for people who don't know, this is Proverbs chapter 4 and 7. It says, wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom. And with all thy getting, get understanding. That's Proverbs 4 and 7.
There you go. And with all thy getting, get understanding. Some of us understand on level 10. Some of us understand on level 3, some on 5. You know, it's different. There's different levels to this, and I've been in the truth for a minute, and I'm still learning, man. And I'll admit, I still got a ways to go. I still do stupid things I shouldn't do. I still say things that and don't let it wash around in my mouth before I spit it out. You understand? Mm-hmm. And I still go through the ups and downs, just like you brothers. I might handle it a bit differently. I'm older now, so I got time to think. You know, things when you get older, things slow down, and you can think with more clarity. If someone says something to me offensive, I'm not too quick to just jump off the handle. You know, you got to watch your anger, because I've learned that everything is a trick of the devil. It's like we're secret agents of the Most High, and they're always trying to get us.
It said what Satan is that roaring lion, man. So he got to creep. I always teach that as a lion, you don't see the lion in the bush. He creeping. It's 6, 7 of them. One fast, one chasing you. So they coming in different angles. Different angles that lion is attacking you, and that's exactly how Satan works.
But what does the Most High say? He says, "Be as wise as the serpent, but humble as the dove." That's the trick. Right. You be as wise as the devil, meaning you know the devil's tricks. You know if the devil's in you. You know if you're laboring with devils, and you be as wise as them and learn their tactics, and then you operate in the spirit of the Most High. You stay humble, because if you're humble, the spirit can work with you easier. You read that. We read that in the Apocrypha about the Most High not dealing with a certain kind of spirit. A negative spirit
will flee deceit.
There you go.
Will flee deceit. Yeah, kind of.
And so, like, real quick, man, because that understanding is such that's the second level. That's Israelite 2.0. You know what I'm saying? Once you really get this knowledge. And see, Paul talks about this in 1 Corinthians chapter 14 and 15.
Bring it out.
He says, "What is it then? I will pray with the spirit and will pray with understanding also.
Wow.
I will sing with the spirit and will sing with the understanding also." So a lot of times, even in the Christian church, they praying and they singing, but they don't have that understanding. And as you coming into this truth and you getting that knowledge, you got to get that wisdom, so you do with understanding and don't have like vain babblings and all this stuff, because like the scripture says, Most High already know what you need. He knows all of that beforehand. But when you have that understanding of these scriptures and what the Father wants from you and where you are in your walk is so much more sincere. That's why he says the sacrifice is a contrite heart and a broken spirit.
That's right.
You know, because now you understand where you're going off. You understand the transgressions that you're doing. You know, that most people may not see. And that's what comes with being a Jew inwardly and have that circumcision of the heart.
That's right. Hey, jump to verse 20 in that, because it's two kinds of understanding as well, as according to this scripture, right? When we're talking about just having that not full, but that grasp of understanding, right? And watch what it says, because the elder kind of touched on this just now, right? Read that.
Verse 20, "Brethren, be not children in understanding." And
that's heavy too. You can't be a child in understanding, right? It's like the worldly sin, and the things I used to do as a child, I don't do that no more. As I became a woman, so like a man, when the women became grown, right? We don't do that no more. So we can't be children in understanding, right? Like the elder said, that anger, that's what children do. They get angry. What they do, throw temper tantrums in a fit, and you can't talk to them. And they need to go sit down in the corner. Right. And not saying that's not going to happen from time to time, but as a child, that happens more. But when you grow into the spirit of a man, or in the spirit of in this truth, you understand that that's Satan. You could say that's Satan. I ain't dealing with that. I'm going to go this way. I'm going to turn this way. I ain't even going to say that or entertain it, because we know Satan is coming with his tricks.
Like some of us have jobs with the devil. We have to work with the devil.
Yeah.
Now, what's the understanding? The scripture says, if possible, as much as lieth in you, be at peace with all people.
Right.
Now, a weak brother going to say, that means Israel, that means only Israel. No, we in hell. We in hell, so we got to work. You understand? So you're not going to go on the job and rebuke Esau on the job. You got to get your bread up. You understand? Right. You understand? You ain't going, if you're going to buy a car, you're not going to rebuke Esau. When you're buying a car, you want the best deal you can get out of the car. You have to use wisdom. One time I was on the subway and I was getting off the lead, getting off the train, and this Edomite was trying to stop me. Hey. And I was about to like, yo, shut up, Esau. This is when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
He was just trying to tell me my wallet fell out my pocket and was on the train, on the bench, man.
Yeah.
Yo, but if I would have just stayed in beast mode, I left my wallet there, man. You understand? So the spirit sometimes is trying to work with you and direct you or trying to open up doors for you. But because we're just one-dimensional in the spirit, we don't see what the Most High is opening up to us to survive and get by and provide for us in captivity for ourselves and our families. You understand? Mm-hmm. There's many tools that's in the world that we can use to benefit us in the spirit while serving the Most High in captivity. That's why the Most High says not to use the world, but don't abuse yourself in the world. So this is like the brother saying, Haran, the wisdom or understanding on a different level. There's a time and place for all things. We go to war, but then when we're going to work or traveling, technically we're still in war mode, but a different type of war, which requires a different type of spiritual weapon while in the war. That's right. But now if you're ignorant or you just on one channel, you have a cable box that represents your spirit, but you just on one channel, you ain't gonna get very far. You're gonna be frustrated. You're gonna be mad. You're gonna be angry at different brothers. You're gonna be angry at yourself, and you're not gonna get far. I know a brother, two brothers. I'm not gonna say who they are. That I came up in the faith with in the 90s. These brothers go way back then. They are always angry. Always angry. They angry in the videos. They beasting out on brothers. They beasting out on this brother or that sister. And to me, there's no way you can be in the spirit of the Most High and be angry all the time. It don't make no sense. If you learn the wisdom of the Most High and you angry all the time, there's something wrong. You lack understanding. You're doing something wrong, or the devil is in you. Because you shouldn't be angry all the time. I understand we're in captivity, but to be that angry all the time, there's something wrong. You understand? So it goes back to what Aaron was saying. You got to have the understanding and on different levels, man. It goes back to what he's saying.
That's right. Even in that what is that wisdom of Solomon, right? Into a malicious soul, the spirit will not enter.
There you go. Right? There you go.
With that anger and that Sirach said it too. There it is right there. Fear is anger was not made for a man.
There you go.
So we know that anger spirit, you got to put that away. Even though Paul said be angry and sin not, but that don't mean continuous anger all the time. You angry at life. That's some you got to deal with some personal. You got to deal with self at that point.
Right. You're gonna be angry, but like you said, but sin not. Mm-hmm. So once you cross it's like Cain. The Lord said, if you obey the Most High, you cool. But if you don't, then sin lieth at the door, and you'll be his slave. And when you get too angry, now you're Satan. You're Satan's prisoner. We supposed to be in reality, we're supposed to be seeking the Most High and finding peace in the Most High. You understand? Mm-hmm. And we're gonna have ups and downs, but we're supposed to live in captivity and suffer in hell, but find some type of peace where we can connect with the Most High. If you angry or bitter or jealous or demonic, you're not going to really connect with the Most High. You'll have the knowledge on a slave ship. You'll have the knowledge on a missile, but the wisdom, like you just read, you won't have that. So you just go just enough to be in a camp or possibly be a problem in a camp or a school. You'll go just enough to function with the garment on. Mm-hmm. But as prophecy manifests itself, as Thessalonians said, ye know perfectly well the time and season we in. As we go higher and higher and higher, you will manifest as Satan, or you will fall off, because brothers is increasing, but you're still walking in anger and you're sinning. Mm-hmm. You will fall off. You'll have the garment on and stuff and so on and so forth, but you will manifest as a man of low understanding until the Most High either want to use you or push you away from the brothers the Most High is really working with.
Yeah, now that's a scary statement, because the Most High definitely could be using a brother just to, okay, I needed you for this season, and then you out of there. That's a scary statement, man.
I've seen it.
That's why brothers got to stay insistent. You just got to be as diligent as you can. Got to be as diligent as you can. So I want to turn it a little bit out of one. I don't want to make it too personal. I know a lot of brothers, men don't want it to be too personal, but I do want to, for the chat and just the people that's listening, right? Just for you to briefly, explain your story, right? As far as when you first walked up to a camp or met some brothers, how was that experience like? Because like I was saying earlier, it was no YouTube, Facebook, none of that. So how was your experience moving during that wave of time with the brothers coming up?
Oh man, I was downtown Brooklyn, and that was in Mount Zion. No, it was Sons of Thunder. That was the original Sons of Thunder.
Wow.
I came into the truth through Sons of Thunder.
Wow, and you on Sons of Thunder right now. All praises to the elders of Sons of Thunder as well, man. That's what we get our name from.
Yeah, that's how I came in, through Sons of Thunder. And the camp leader actually tried to reach out to you brothers. I would advise you to stay away from him, though. But he tried to reach out to you brothers. Oh yeah, he tried to reach out to you brothers. Stay away from him. Okay. Great teacher. Great, my favorite teacher. Great teacher, man. And I was going through a hard time at that time. I just had a newborn, had no dough, no money. I was back in them times in New York. The younger men who were going to One West and prior, if you was a young man, we have temp jobs. New York City was filled with temp jobs. You work a $3 an hour job, a $4 an hour job, and you make enough money to get by just barely, but that's what we were doing back then. So I was getting little jobs off and on. And in between jobs, I would follow the camps around. So you had a camp downtown Brooklyn. That was Wednesdays. Thursdays was Queens. Friday was 42nd and 8th. And you had one camp in, I think that was Tuesday or Thursdays in the Wall Street area. So I was broke, smoking weed, still getting high. So I'm out to the brothers, So in that time, you had a lot of brothers in the area listening to the brothers in the early 90s. You had a brother or some brothers, we call them the Flatbush brothers. They was just like Sakari. They was the version of Sakari in the 90s.
Wow.
A lot of brothers. They would work out together and they would just approach brothers, large group of brothers. Remind me of Sakari, in a large way, remind me of Sakari. And what happened? Oh, I would follow them around, and in those times we had cassette tapes. So I would buy the cassette tapes and I would listen to that. But at the time, I was confused between them and the Muslims. So I would ask the Muslims questions, and I would ask them questions. And then I started going to the school, and they started breaking down what this was really about. And I'm gonna share something for you if you don't mind.
Okay.
They started breaking down what was going on and my nationality and so on and so forth. And I would challenge them. I don't believe I challenge if somebody show me something and I'm not sure about it, I'll challenge it. And I started asking questions. I was from the streets with the weed, and you can share that up, and I'll talk at the same time. They would if you tell me something, I'm going to challenge it. I'm not going to just eat it up like that. I'm going to challenge it. And then we had Ariyah, and we had Lahab, we had Yeshaya. We had the main people that taught this knowledge. And at that time, it was mainly in Harlem. And I watched these brothers over the years. You could look at these brothers and you could see that there was power in them, and the Most High was dealing with them. You could see the power in the Most High dealing with these brothers. And at that time, it was big in New York. It was starting to grow. This is when a lot of younger men was coming into faith in New York. But then you had one brother, Ariala, who traveled to California, and he opened up California. And before you know it, it started spreading in Albuquerque, New Mexico, Atlanta. You had the twins. I forgot their names. The twins and a couple of brothers. They opened up a camp in Atlanta at 5 Points. That's when 5 Points first got opened up, and it started to blossom there. So I kept coming to classes. And I joined the camp immediated. And from that point on, it just took off for me. It just worked for me. And the Most High just started working with lots and lots of brothers as time went on. I would say, in my opinion, from 82 to current, that's when a lot of younger men started getting into the faith, and that's when things started to really open up, in my opinion. And But then, things change after times, they get infiltrated and things change. And then even myself, I change a lot from that time to now and what I believe at that point to now, so, but that was my transition, man. I saw them brothers and I was in a really bad state, man. And I think a lot of brothers can relate to that. Being in a really bad state, the Most High, in your afflictions, you shall seek the Most High early. And I'm doing a lot better now, but those are some really hard times back then, in 92, 93 for me. And it opened me up. And I've been here ever since, man, just teaching in New York. A lot of the brothers are still in the faith. A lot of brothers fell off the faith, Sure. But that took me over the hump, man.
Con, I wonder, what year would you say you came in?
Like 93. 93. I was rebelling because I was like, I'm not doing that. I was rebelling, But
That's
then
30 years ago.
What happened? Did we freeze out? You still on there?
Con, I'm on.
Hey, the elder might have froze up. I mean, he probably gonna come back. Hey, 30 years though, man. That's a long time, man. I wonder.
Getting tired after a year.
yeah, brothers getting tired after a year. Brothers getting weak in the spirit after 3-4 years, man. But 30 years, man. Not saying those things don't happen, right? But that's why it's titled Brick by Brick, because you got to continue to place bricks down. Even though you get weary in the spirit, you got to continue to place those bricks down. I want to get that scripture. This is the condition of the battle while the elder come back, Lord willing. And then we'll play this video too. He might jump back. Oh, the video he fell off. He probably gonna jump back in. He's gonna jump back in for sure. You had something out before I get that?
Absolutely. 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 58.
Bring it out.
Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, for as much as you know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord.
That's real. Read that again. That's a good scripture.
Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable.
It said we got to be unmovable in this thing. So when you're talking about somebody being in the truth 30 years, even for the brothers and sisters that's been in it for 2 years, man, you have, for those 2 years, you have been unmovable. So what you got to continue to do is continue to stay unmovable, right? That's enduring it into the end, because we understand that those afflictions will come. Keep going.
And it says, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord.
And we got to always abound in the work of the Lord. Read on.
For as much as you know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord.
That's right. I see the elder back on. Let's bring him back.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I just shut down. Maybe I got too many things open. Salakia about that, man.
No, you good, other one. You good.
And I don't want to share. I have read this verse, man. I'm gonna read it again. And Baba Kasha, if you can expound on it, because I feel like this is perfect. Land me back to your story. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 15 and verse 58. It says, therefore, my beloved brethren, be steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord. For as much as you know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's true, but I lost a lot behind it. I had lost my family, I ain't gonna put too much of my personal stuff out there, but I just started talking to family again, and after over 15 years. Wow. So that I lost a lot through that. I was in camp.
Bring it out. Bring it out.
I was in camp one time, and my mom's walked past the camp. So I can't believe what I'm seeing. It just kept jetting, just kept going. Wow. But I was not breaking from what I believe, man. We had a brother in the camp. His parents was against, because I was a young man. I don't know how old you brothers are, but I was like in my early 20s. So, to see your son in something like that could be devastating to your parents, especially if they don't understand. We had a brother, his name was Barack, young brother. He would have to hide his Bible in his garment when he went home, and when he left, put it in a bag and then come to camp. Wow. But they had a fire in the house, and his parents was giving him a hard time. But he was still sneaking off the camp with us. But he had a fire in the house, and everybody's room burnt down in the house except his room.
Wow,
everybody. But it's tough when you're a young man. And I tell a young man, like, yo, you can't go to your parents and just be prophesying against them and trying to force this on them, because they're not going to see it. This is why in Matthew 19, verse 27, it talks about he that doesn't put their mother, father, wife, house, so on and so forth. If they put it before the Most High, that's a problem. But you have to carry the cross and put that. You have to turn your back on those things. Not hate them, but those things could be a big problem. And my son at the time, and my mom's, that was a big problem for me at the time. But I was hooked. I see these brothers on the corner, and it just made sense. It just made perfect sense in comparison to everything I've learned in the past and what was happening in the world at that time. Yep. So you will suffer some loss. You will get to those crossroads where you have to make a decision, and it could be damaging. It could, you could create a fear in you that you don't want to go to the camp anymore, because another problem is people make fun of you because they see with the garment on, the headbands, armbands, they call you Power Ranger, they call you different names. So that's the devil trying to attack your spirit to quench your faith. It's only now, because we're so popular, you can go out there now and you get some ridicule, but it's not the same as when I first got into it, because Israel wasn't that known in all the cities of the United States. You look like a weirdo to them, but in our mind, we look like the men of the Most High. We are the men of the Most High. So it's a rough road. So I understand why certain people get weak, but at the same time, you shouldn't be weak, because the Most High is showing you that you're on the winning team. There's nothing to run to. You're going to go to the club. The club is whack now since the pandemic. It's not the same. You're going to chase money. There ain't no money out there. America is broke. They're saying it every day on the news. You could try to chase some money. You want to be a drug dealer? You got to move big weight, and you might get you definitely gonna get killed, or you're gonna get locked up, because the drug game, you missed it. The drug game was in the 80s and 90s. You missed the drug game, really, the real drug game. You missed that, the easy part. Now you're gonna die or get locked up if you're trying to move big weight. You understand? You can get on the pole, but that's not gonna make your sisters. That's not gonna help you. You understand? You see what it is. The sisters, it's like 70% of women is single. You understand? You gotta come to the Most High if you want to find comfort. But I remember those days, man. But that was something back those days. But the Most High, he brought a lot of men through with me, and a lot of those men went right back in the world. And I know a lot of them are confounded and don't know what to do with themselves now. I know that there's no doubt in that with me. But
they hate themselves for that, boy.
Sometimes, but then some men are so demonic and evil, they will try to ridicule and attack what you believe now. That's what they'll do. They'll circle right back around, and they'll try to show you where you're wrong at to pull you out with them. It's like a swimming victim. You can't if somebody's drowning, you jump in the water to try to save them. If they're not calm, they'll grab on you and bring you down with them. So if you have wisdom, then you study those aspects of traveling in the Most High, and you'll avoid that.
That's right. But, we want to give a quick shout out to 12 Gate Israelites in Utah. You call. He said, Shalom, mighty SOT, big salute to you, brethren. How about Shemir Shabrakatha? The water out for the generous donation, man.
Water, brother.
Water. We definitely appreciate that. All praises to the Most High.
The water. The brothers and sisters, if you're just coming into this, man, just be the best thing you can do is latch on to a strong brother or sister that has the faith, and get their wisdom on how to stay strong in your travels. Because the hardest thing, and the Most High warns us against it, is your family. Your family and people close to you, they will sabotage spiritually and try to take you out of the faith. And I can see if you presented something out of the scriptures or something strong in exchange for what I'm doing now, but they usually don't have anything. They don't have anything. And if they really Top Gun demons, they'll use the Bible to try to persuade you out. But if you're studied, then they can't get you out. If it's the Most High's will, they can't get you out. But your parents, children, a wife,
That's when it
Man,
gets
them
rough.
things, boy.
That's that real fire, man. That's that when your
fire.
family, they're not inviting you to the cookouts no more. They ain't answering your phone calls. They don't want to be around you. Every time you hear them talking, it's about you, and it's something weird they saying about you, right? And it's crazy because I did this lesson I don't want a while back, and I taught it since I came into the truth. My people don't treat me the same, and I stressed on they preferred me to be a whoremonger, a adulterer, wanting to smoke weed and be in the drug game and gangs and click up and all of that, stand out all night, stealing my mom, doing all this crazy stuff, right? But when I come and I want to be righteous, they don't like that. So they love the old you, but hate the new righteous you. And that's the condition of the battle. I want to get that scripture real quick. That's the condition of the battle when you come into this truth.
You can chase the old you. It won't be the same like the scriptures tell you.
It won't
when I first came in, I was still smoking weed. I was going to class smoking weed, going to class. And then the elder Yeshaya, because remember, I came in with a lot of young men. I came in with them brothers from Flatbush that was running wild with their Bibles and stuff like that. So I was still coming to class because I was coming fresh out of the world from the corners with the big radio and the 40 ounces and the coats and the chains and all that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But then I would feel bad when I would get high. I didn't have no money at the newborn, so I would go to and refresh myself from Brooklyn to Harlem. So I'd be high as hell. So I sit in the class, but there'll be other dudes in there from the streets, and they be high too. Yeah. So the elders who probably been through the same thing, they knew what was up, and they would rebuke us. Y'all better stop coming to this class high. That's why a lot of brothers that come into faith, I'm older now, I don't really bang on them, but so hard they still getting high because I understand, because I used to get high and come to the classes, especially if I felt guilty. You understand? But the hard part is like when Sabbath service is over and when the gates come and they do the Shema, Yasharallah, and the gates come down and you leave, it's just you and the devil now. So now you go back home, you just holding on to your Bible like that, and you're just going through it. Right. So now, and then that's when the wicked women might call you, brother will call you to smoke a L. That's when the things start happening. So then you go back to this, you repeat, you go back to the school again, and then you gradually start letting go a lot of the garbage. But the lonely part and the hard part is when people come and attack you and try to take you out of the faith. It's like almost like Satan is like, nah, ninja, you ain't leaving me. And he just send the spiritual death angels at you at the last minute when you're trying to grow, man. I don't know if that make any sense to y'all.
It absolutely makes sense. Look, I didn't have my mama come up to camp before and try to start tripping and all of that. She's done that. Back when I was in LA. So I get it. But when I was out being wild, she ain't never come up there to trip or stop me from doing anything. But now, you where? I know they over there. Then they pulling up.
Yep.
Yeah. So
that's crazy, right?
That don't make, but you wouldn't pull up on me when I was on the block doing all kinds of wickedness and tell me to chill out, come home. You don't need to be doing that. But I'm reading the Bible now, and they got an issue with it, and it just blows my mind. But like Yahushua said, man, they hated me first, man. So what you think they're gonna do to you for following you? And
that's what. And he said he came to bring a sword in Matthew 10.
That division, huh?
Yeah.
Then they get sarcastic. Yai Quabs Aharon. What's that? Juice?
yeah.
What are you into? And they try to tell you, they try to bring you back. But then what you just said, it's all spiritual. So you're learning and you're a new young man in the faith, but you're telling yourself this has to be spiritual. This has to be spiritual. Because if I was smoking weed on the corner, you wouldn't come here and get me. If I was in the club, you wouldn't come there and get me. Why are you coming to get me with this now? Because this is different. This is outside of the world. This is outside of the norm. This is anti-Negro or West Indian and Haitian. This is Israelite, So, they just confound it, But I ain't talked to family for years. Like the pandemic, it just kind of opened doors for me to start speaking to family. I'm talking about years, man, years. And I was just like, excuse my language, F it. I'm like how the Most High said to make your head hard as an adamant stone against the rebellious. I'm going to be just as stubborn as they are in their wickedness. I'm not leaving. If I'm in a cult, I'm going to die in this cult. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. And you just got to be mad or don't talk to me. You meet certain women, they get mad. I don't care. I'm doing this. You do that, I'm doing this. And they're going to let them come, you know.
That's the spirit we got. Hey, can you read that for me? I have run real quick. Second Esdras 7. 7 is just such a great chapter.
Yeah.
But at 57, we'll just get straight to the point.
Yeah, the condition of the battle. That's what you want?
Yeah, kind of.
All right. This is the book of Second Esdras, chapter 7 and verse 57.
Kind of.
Then answered he me and said, this is the condition of the battle, which man that is born upon the earth shall fight.
And that's the condition of the battle, man. Like when you read Yahushua, he said, blessed are they that are persecuted for righteousness' sake.
Mm-hmm.
Like sometimes we just read Matthew 5 and we just get to Matthew 5 and 17. But you read them first couple verses in Matthew 5, right? Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall inherit the kingdom of God. Like those are some heavy, like you got to be a peacemaker. You're going to go through persecution, man. Blessed are you when men shall say all manner of things against you and revile you. Yep. Right? We forget that aspect of the truth and we don't want that aspect, but Yahushua say that has to come. And a lot of times that's how you know we in the truth, because Christian church ain't going through that. I never talked about a Christian in a bad way. Oh, that sister, she's a God-fearing. You never talked about a Christian in a bad way. The only people that get ridiculed for doing what they're doing according to the scriptures is the Israelites. That's it. That is it. Read on that.
Verse 58. That if he be overcome, he shall suffer as thou hast said.
Mm-hmm.
But if he get the victory, he shall receive the thing that I say.
And that's what we in it for. And that's what the other one said too about that yoke is receiving the victory, getting that victory, man, and receiving the things that Yahushua has ordained unto us. He said, in my father's house, there's many mansions. Well, if it's many mansions, it's only you, Yahushua, the Most High, and the angels. Who the mansions for? That's for us.
Yep.
That's for us. But we got to be able to fight this fight day in and day out. And that's why, I keep saying it's brick by brick by brick, man. You got to continue to just place a brick at a time. Place a brick at a time.
You gotta believe what you just read. You gotta believe that. You got the many mansions or what you're gonna get in the future. You gotta envision that's what you're gonna get. I'm not saying that it's gonna be exactly what you're gonna get, but I'm saying to keep that zeal and that flame going. You gotta believe what you're reading and read it with understanding.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's right. I want to get this question. I think they is crazy for this. But upon the divine guidance order, he said this. Oh, he said, can I ask the question, why after Philly Muslims, rappers put Muslim culture on mainstream, which I don't even agree with that. Now, all of a sudden, you guys are using Muslim slang such as ak, which is a Hebrew word,
right?
And dressing in Muslim design turbans. What do you think about that, Adam?
Well, he don't understand. I'm not too deep into Hebrew, but he don't understand Hebrew. Number one, the Bible was completed 500 years before Islam even came on the scene. Right. Mm-hmm. This is why we say Masha for Moses. They say Musa. You understand? Mm-hmm. We say Dawada as far as David. They say Dawu. You understand? So he doesn't understand. He doesn't understand what he's talking about. Islam. I don't know if he's aware of it. If he's still listening. He needs to go YouTube or Google. Islam is big now. They're saying it stems from the Roman Catholic Church. There's a lot of similarities between Islam and the Roman Catholic Church. The headgear and the attire that the women wear is similar to the nuns. The prayer beads they have in Islam, the priests and so on and so forth in the Roman Catholic Church, they have the same thing. There's a big similarity between them and Islam. And in their very book, I always bring this up. Yahushua, who they call Christ, is mentioned 25 times, 23 to 25 times. Muhammad, like 3 times. In their same Quran, it says that that Yahushua, who they call Christ, will come back in their Quran. Doesn't say Muhammad is going to come back.
They got to get that surah now.
In their Quran, Google it. You can
we got some Muslim scholars on here now. We got what Malachi? Hey, Malachi, can you pull that surah? We need that one in the archives now.
Yeah. Their whole thing is biting off Israel, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to believe it. You understand?
I don't want y'all all
Yeah,
say
and just
Muslims
because
are
they've been allowed to put their stuff out on the mainstream, it looks like they went first. But no, their whole thing is a recitation of what we're doing. And just because they were allowed to be mainstream and now we're able to do it, we're not coming after them at all. That's why their doctrine cannot stand against ours. And that's why they teach, oh, well, at least the fruit of Islam or the nation of Islam, they teach, yeah, we Israelites too. And that's why they teach out of the Bible. They don't even teach out of the Quran. They teach out the Bible the whole time.
Don't be fooled, brothers. You're winning. Like I said earlier, you dominate YouTube. Sisters, you dominate YouTube. That's why these attacks from these whack 100s and gang members is coming at you, because we got our negatives, but even though we have our negatives, we are so strong. And what we're teaching is turning the world upside down. The agents are coming out after you. The agents are shutting down your pages. The agents, I'm going to shock you, and this is going to hurt a lot of brothers' feelings. The agents are in the camps, in the schools, and among you. Don't be fooled. From the One West days, they were offering blank checks and payouts to destroy the truth. This is when we had the situation with the Comforter and all this stuff. The first thing to go is the name of the Most High. Then the Hebrew goes, and then don't say the name of Yahweh Shai, say Jesus or Son of Man or whatever. Then you see a lot of links between the Roman Catholic Church and the colors and different groups. So don't be fooled. You don't be fooled. I'm telling you, because you're on the right track. We just got to clean up a few things. But these Muslims and these Moors and definitely the Kemet dudes, they hate you.
Oh, yeah, of course.
They hate you. They hate you. Not all of them, but a lot of them hate you. They hate the Bible. They hate what you teach. Stay on the path. Stay on the path.
That's right. I think Malachi, that's one of our top Muslim scholars in SOT, man. You know.
Well, where does he live? In Atlanta or down Florida?
He's in Atlanta. He's in Atlanta. We got a good Adawan, y'all all had a good talk. Let me try to pull it up real quick.
Is there a big following of Islam in Atlanta?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't Philly Islam ain't really, they Ifa garbage.
They what?
Ifa. That too.
Right.
Islam and Ifa.
Okay.
That Ifa, that's like that African ancestors, the roots.
I got a lesson coming for that too.
So we had this. This is on our Patreon. You know, y'all were all definitely one of the, definitely a top Muslim scholar, I would say. And he was talking with this brother, Shadid the Muslim, and this is on our Patreon. So I know this was an interesting conversation. It was on Clubhouse, I believe, but I think y'all were all Priest Dunya Allah and a couple other brothers was talking.
So this happened already.
It happened already. It happened already. It's on our Patreon. You might, if you link one, he might could send it to you.
All right, that should be interesting. But the Muslims are, they kind of, I don't know how you could be in that. At least we claim to be of the forefathers of what we believe. They're following the God and a religion of a completely different people who don't even have your same energy. Go by one of these Muslim shops, you hear and all this craziness. It don't even connect. It don't even connect with your spirit. It's like listening to the Chinese music and trying to vibe to Chinese music. There's a clash because those are completely different people. I don't know how brothers can really, get into that. Even with the worshiping of the Black Rock and Mecca, I got a video of that in there. I don't want to pull it up because I don't want the screen to shut down again on us. But it's just insane that,
in my conversations with people who kind of like turn that route, I don't even think they delve too deep into the understanding of all the intricacies. I think it's really they get attracted to it because they see order, they see some structure, and they see a different alternative than Orthodox white Christianity. And because that's there, they automatically navigate to that because they're just trying to flee that Catholicism, Christianity stuff. And they don't even get into the understandings and on that vibe because you never see them with like the Arabs, or you never see them with the other cultures that practice Orthodox Islam. So I think it's more so them gravitating in that, but they still get sucked down in that and lose out.
Yeah. So this brother
Yeah,
Nate.
brother. I feel
Nate
you, brother. I'm reading it now.
Yeah.
It's tough, man. I didn't go that long because you got to remember, like the groups that you brothers are in now. A lot of your elders are a lot younger than what my elders were. My elders were like about 25. I guess about 25 years older than me at the time. So it's different when it's like that. So they jumped on me right away. And in them times, it was like more. It was more on you, classroom settings and just on you hard body. So I couldn't smoke weed but so long until the Spirit revealed me in those times. And it was only for a short time, but the thing what you got to do, brother, you got to pray and fast on that thing. 4 years is that's a long time.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that you're not in a hard body camp or group, because in 4 years, brothers would have jumped on you by now.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing he's not. Do y'all know this brother personally, or you don't?
I'm not not the name. I may, but I don't. The name I'm not sure. You know how brothers put different.
He may need to be in a group of brothers or camp, because sometimes the scripture says, "Forsake not the assembling."
Yeah.
In the book of Hebrews, so that helps, because we feed off each other. As long as I've been in the truth, I'm feeding off of these two brothers right now. I'm feeding off of them, and the younger men that I associate with, sometimes I feed off of them. So there's certain gaps and holes that's still in my spirit that need to be filled with the Holy Spirit or something from all men. Or situations. So sometimes you might need to be in a camp. Brothers is against the camps. I'm not joining no camp, and I'm not joining no school. The schools and the camps are beneficial if the brothers are in the right spirit. You're playing yourself because of a couple of bad apples. Now you don't want to associate with any camp. That's dumb. If I was in Atlanta, say hypothetically I moved to Atlanta, I would go to the Sons of Thunder school or whatever, or whoever, and just try to feed off of some of that energy. So if you're smoking weed, you might need that, because the energy alone will quench that spirit.
I'm not in the camp.
See that? What state are you in? What state are you in, brother?
Send an email.
Yeah, because I meet. You know what's odd? I'll meet a lot of brothers, and a lot of the brothers are in Florida, and I say I send them to one of the schools in Florida, and I don't know what happens or transpires, after that. But you can't be just alone and new in this. It says, but seeking one out. Yeah, you should, brother. But because if you're just alone, you're gonna read Christ is black and the missiles, and you be, hey, black. You're gonna be smoking. You're gonna still be smoking. I'm telling you, I've done it. I've done it.
I want to read a precept for the brother Nate. This is we read it every time, and we're gonna continue to. This is Sirach chapter 37:12. But be continually with a godly man,
right,
whom thou knowest to keep the commandments of the Lord.
He right here, man. He right here in Savannah. You can,
brother, come on. How far is Savannah from?
Like 2 hours.
You come on, brother. You can beat that.
Send an email to thunder.israelites@gmail.com.
Right. You can get the camp tonight. Yep. You'll catch it.
And that brother, you know how I started off, because I was high, but I would, what I would do? I would just stand in the cut and just listen to the brothers teach. When it was over, just leave, then come back the next week, and then get some literature, leave, come back, go to the website or wherever they at, and then before you know it, you'll be out there with a garment, robes, teaching, everything, man. You'll be out there. That's how it works. That's how, everybody's different, but that's how it worked for me. I was going through a lot of stuff, and I used to love smoking weed, and I love the brothers, and that's how I got in Savannah. It's a 4-hour drive. Well, you go once a month.
Yeah, once a month. Hey, and it's in progressions too. If you've been smoking for 4 years, this is just me, and I'm not getting on you, but that means you're not really trying to stop, right? Maybe you're not in that spirit of stopping. When you come around brothers, and you talking about teaching your people, especially you come to 5 points and seeing what the different drugs are doing to the community, that gives you a different insight as well. And then also, like the elders are saying, it takes time. So say if you're smoking 5 blunts a day, if in a month you smoking 3, that's progression. And then the next month you smoking 1, that's a progression. And then you finally put that blunt down. But we got to be brother working towards that, King. We definitely got to be working towards that. And a way to work towards that is being around brothers that's like-minded, right? So now you have brothers that hold you accountable, right? We need that in the truth. I need Aharon sometimes to hold me accountable. Malachi, y'all, all the brothers in the camp. I need to be held accountable because sometimes I think it's right in my mind and it's off, right? So we need to be held accountable. What do you say? I reached out. Go ahead, other one. Go ahead.
Oh, and don't think you're the only one. There are brothers right now struggling like how you're struggling now and how I was struggling. There are brothers like that right now. So Satan will put in your mind you're not worthy. I'm not driving up there to see them brothers and so on and so forth. And it'll have that in your mind. And Satan will run a guilt trip on you, and you'll just be where you at or just get worse. So just make an effort. You know, you could travel 4 hours once a month, once a month, and see how that works for you.
That's right. Hey, and two, right? Yeah, we're not accepting soldiers at the moment. We got a prospect phase going. I think we in week 6 or 7. I think it's week 6. It started when the pregame started. It might be week 7 though, and we'll be opening up another one in about five weeks. So just continue to watch. Come see us, Lord willing, in March, or even the end of February if you can, and then that's how we can get this thing rolling. But before you know it, you'll be on this side, man, Lord willing. If that's what you want, and that's what the Lord desires, man. Right?
Or watch his page every Sabbath, Shabbat. Watch this page and build yourself up like that. Watch the page. But you have to do that. I was listening to the tapes over and over, and then that's what got me into school. And then the next stage was the brothers rebuking me, and I was good. But so that's just what you got to do, man. You'll get through it if the Most High really wants you and this is for you. You'll get through this. I used to struggle with weed also, bro. I fasted and prayed to the Most High. Don't smoke no more. There you go, Tony Reeves. Tony, are you in the truth?
Yep. Tony,
oh, you know this brother? You know him?
Yeah, I know Tony. Yeah.
Okay.
He's a prospect. Yep, Tony. Yep.
All right. See, that's good. There's a lot of brothers out there, man, that's still smoking, man. A lot of brothers and sisters. I've heard stories of sisters smoking, but you can get over anything, man. Anything. And all sins can be forgiven of the Most High. It says, except blasphemy of the Holy Spirit. I've met in camp straight up hard body lesbians, and they said they really don't want to be lesbians, but they said they're afraid of how the sisters are going to judge them, and it's like a demon they can't overcome. Hard body lesbos, you understand? So
I just seen it. They went from being dykes to now in the truth, submissive with husband and children and all that.
Right. Look at that. That's the power of the Most High. Nobody really want to be out there in the darkness or the hell, like that level of hell. We're in hell, but that level of hell. To have understanding and wisdom in the Most High, you get peace that way because you know where you're going. You know the direction you're going. When you're in the world, you're just going all over the damn place and you're suffering and then you're in pain and it's getting worse and worse and worse. So you got brothers and sisters who really want to come out.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Tony, he's a prospect. Doing good work.
That's good, man.
Hit me up all the
time. So like you, can I just address Terrence real quick? Just tell him.
Go ahead. Yeah, you got it.
All right. The answer to your question: Deuteronomy 33, Genesis 49. Esau is the white man is proven in First Maccabees chapter 5 and 3, and also First Maccabees.
Now he ain't writing all that down.
Well, you can come back and look. The First Maccabees 4 and 61. Those are your answers to your questions, and go have fun.
It's crazy how we talking about building this. This is basically building up brothers and sisters, and he's worried about Esau is the white man. That's the least of our concerns right now.
Who was that? Oh, somebody asked that question?
Yeah, well, he keeps spamming the chat. He keeps spamming. So worry about the chart. Where can you prove the 12 tribes of Israel? And then how do you know Esau is a white man? I dealt with Sakari and man. Listen,
a lot of those dudes, man. A lot of those dudes, they still holding on to the world.
Yeah,
a lot of them dudes. I could see if you were in a camp and you believe you had a problem with the chart, you had a problem with Esau. You was a hard body dude, opposite of us in a camp or a school, and you went out and taught, or you taught on social media, and you came from that perspective. I would have more respect if you was a Christian and you came at us like that. At least you're into something. But when you're not into nothing, you come off as a demon now, or just what we were talking about earlier. Someone that's just outside of the faith, trying to drag somebody outside of the faith with you.
Yeah.
You understand?
Now he says he's a Christian. He says I'm a Christian.
Oh, you said he's a Christian.
Yeah, he says I'm a Christian, or he's a Christian. So he
okay.
said.
Well, I don't know what kind of Christian he is, but I think he should be concerned more than concerned what we believe. He should be concerned with the other Christians who celebrated last week or earlier this week, Valentine's Day. You got Easter coming up, which is against the Bible. Christmas, he should be more concerned with teaching against that. Where in the Bible does it teach the 12 tribes today, and Esau is the white race? Well, brother, I can't go into that now. We're in a completely different discussion. Yeah. If you want, you could, there's hundreds of pages where brothers go through, teach on that stuff, and we'll clarify it. It's just that, I'm gonna keep it real short. Look at it this way: in the Bible, the Most High says, "Jacob has he loved, and Esau has he hated." And in the book of Malachi, as well as Obadiah, Esau is condemned forever, the Most High said. So what you got to do is put on your spiritual thinking cap, if you own one of those, and see who fits that bill more than the so-called white man. And Obadiah said he would be above all the nations, and they would come against him in the book of Obadiah, the 7th chapter. And then when you get to the 7th verse, and when you get to the 10th verse, it says the Most High mentions his evil toward his brother, and he shall be cut off forever. That's so right. If that fits the Arabs, that's a bad fit. If that fits the Chinese, that's a bad fit. It fits mainly the so-called white man. In Deuteronomy 27, verse 40 said he would live by the sword. He controls. See, that's what I figured. But you're playing a very dangerous game.
Yeah, he just created this a burner. That brothers be doing this, man. This is I can't believe it's a grown man somewhere with a burner account that he made 10 days ago. Typing in. I can't fathom that. You a grown man and do you have children, or I don't understand that spirit, man.
Give him this. It says Baruch 4 verse 32. Miserable are the cities which thy children serve. That's us. You understand? Miserable is she that received thy sons. That's us. You know what I'm saying? It says, for as she rejoiced at thy ruin and was glad of thy fall, so shall she be grieved for her own desolation. And we see that on a minute level right now, but it's growing more and more. Who rules the cities and who rules the world? The so-called white man, which is Esau. Again, the brother or Edomite, whoever you are that put that post up, just go to the book of Obadiah. You read the same kind of situation in Obadiah. You understand? Which is Esau. It only fits the so-called white man. It says, 34th verse says, for I will take away the rejoicing of her great multitude, and her pride shall be turned to mourning. Right. For fire shall come upon her from the everlasting, long to endure, and she shall be inhabited of devils for a great time. And we're seeing that right now. So I tell the brothers and sisters this all the time: you're on the winning team. You're on the winning team. Don't let these idiots get the best of you. Baruch 4:32. That's right. Don't let them get the best of you. Because the prophecies is overthrowing the most powerful in the rulers. That's not everybody. The Christians like to believe that everybody is ruling, everybody is falling, everybody is evil. To a degree, that's true, but the main ruler of evil is the so-called. I don't know if I can say that on your page. I don't want to mess up your page, man. I don't.
That white man. That
pale-skinned devil.
That pale-skinned devil.
So I mean,
and then really quickly, we know that Judas Maccabees fought against Alexander the Great, who was a Greek. We know they were white, and it says in 1 Maccabees 5:3, when Judas fought against the children of Esau in Idumea at Abertine. So who was Judas fight against? The Edomites. And if you go to 1 Maccabees 1:1, who is it? Alexander and the Greeks. That's clear. That's plain. You cannot get away from that.
Right.
All you got to do is connect the dots. The fourth beast, in I think it's Daniel's 2nd chapter, it says that fourth beast will be broken without hands, meaning it's going to be a spiritual destruction by our Lord and Savior, Yahweh Shai.
Yeah.
So the fourth beast is Rome. America and the powers that be are simply an extension of the fourth beast. Who are the Romans? Romans are so-called white people. Who are the children of the Romans? So-called white people, the Edomites. You understand? Yep. So prior to the Romans was the Greek, and then you had the Persians and Medes and other parts of the of prophecy in that chapter. But clearly, the fourth beast is the Roman Empire, and according to that verse about it should be broken without hands, that means it's still in existence. So America is just an extension of that fourth beast. The UK is an extension of the fourth beast. That only fits you so-called white people. Again, when you go back to Genesis 27 verse 40, it says that Esau would live by the sword. No nation has lived violently and by the sword like so-called white people. Look what's happening in Ukraine. Look what's happening all around the world. It's mainly the so-called white man. The other people, they're just following along, and the so-called Negroes, you're just victims of the devil, and that's prophecy. We would have to be victims of the devil. The two key players in biblical prophecy, the two main key players is Jacob and Esau, the so-called white race, and us as a people. Now, as far as the chart, if you have a problem with the chart, nobody, what I don't understand is they call Puerto Ricans and Dominicans and Mexicans heathens. But if they're heathens, then why are they in the hood with black people? Why aren't Chinese and Japanese in the hood with black people on the same level as Hispanics? That don't make no sense. I grew up in Brooklyn. Everywhere I went, when I went to school, from kindergarten to high school, I went to school with Puerto Ricans and Dominicans and Mexicans. Not Chinese, Japanese, and East Indians and Arabs. It was always Hispanics. You understand? When in the 2020, when the riots broke out, when they was looting uptown in the Bronx, I saw blacks and Hispanics breaking in the stores together. They fill the jails, and at the same time, they do the same thing we do. So that don't make any sense. So if they want to fight on that, they're just not spiritual.
And they have no understanding either, because I've been to Dominican Republic. I was in a city called La Romana. You can't tell the difference. They look like us, Adawan. They're gonna walk up to you and speak straight Spanish because you look like them. There is no difference. They look exactly like us. They act like us. They just speak another language. So it don't make really no sense of how they could the hypocrisy of them being heathens or not of the 12 tribes, right?
And really quick, a precept to go with what Adawan said. This is Jeremiah chapter 50 and 33. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together.
There you go.
And all that took them captives held them fast and refused to let them go. So when else did this happen if they are not the children of the northern kingdom?
That's right. Big facts.
There you go. The greatest boxers are mainly blacks and Hispanics. You don't see Chinese, you don't see Japanese there. Right there with us. The greatest musicians and rappers are blacks and Hispanics. So if these are heathens, these must be some special, phenomenal heathens.
Yeah.
Juan and Jose, they must be special, phenomenal heathens. I don't understand that. So that don't make any sense to me. The only problem is a lot of Hispanics think they're white, or they think that they're different from us, but not all of them. Go to the hood, go to the bodega. They're right there with us.
That's right. That's right. So we're about approaching that time. I want to give you a segment just if you want to get any last words, any precepts. We're approaching about that 2-hour mark. I know Aharon, we got you got to head to camp as well pretty soon. All right, but we definitely appreciate you, Aharon. We definitely appreciate you. I think the chat definitely.
I'll be back again.
Definitely. Yeah. And we might. I might have to do a series with you and Priest Kahan. I didn't know you was close like that with Priest Kahan.
Me and Kahan was in the same camp when we in 96.
Yeah,
we were in the same camp in Manhattan.
Wow. That's beautiful. I definitely can get Kahan on. Definitely.
Let's do that.
It'd be nice.
But it's good to see brothers in the faith, man. You know how good it is when, like, if you're on your travels and you run into a brother with fringes and you're like, damn, I ain't the only one, man. Feel good, man.
Why do you, Howard?
Because that's a whole different thing, man. But I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, just be strong, man. The Most High is going to do wonderful things for us. And a lot of times when we weak in the faith, when a earthquake like what went down in Turkey, or a bomb, or sightings of chariots, they're starting to see more chariots again. They start to talk about the chariots again. It's so much they can't even hide it now. They're just coming back and they just blatantly saying there's something there, you know, but they won't talk about what it is actually, as far as the truth is concerned. But when you see things like that, that helps you stay strong in the Most High, man. You brothers and sisters, trust me, or trust the Most High rather. You are on the right tracks. They cannot prove this wrong. They'll come with their little shots here and there. They might find a little chink in the chain here or there, but overall, you are on the right track and they can't stop you. You know how you prove that? Ask them, if this is not the truth, what is the solutions? Ask any of the gainsayers, what's the solution? If I trade this in for what you're saying, what's my future? How did I get here? And where am I going? They will not have an answer. They're going to say, well, you check your DNA, and if you build and have a business, then you'll be all right. We could come up as one mighty nation. You know, they don't have answers, man. They just haters. You got a lot of haters out here. They hate you, brothers. I'm telling you, I go to different pages and I contend with these brothers. They hate the Bible and they hate you, brothers and sisters, man. Keep doing what you're doing.
That's right. Yeah, all praise. The water, I don't want for coming on. We also want to plug your channel real quick. So let me pull you up so y'all can subscribe to the other one real quick. Right here. Hard Rock Truth, man.
Right.
Hard Rock Truth.
You come there and check me out.
Yep. Y'all come check the elder out. Hard Rock Truth, man. That's his YouTube channel. Of course, I'm pretty sure he goes live. You know what I'm saying? Videos. Matter of fact, hey, I'm gonna hit the subscribe button. Live in effect. I didn't have it. I'm gonna hit the subscribe button. So y'all go out and go subscribe to the elder, man. Look, is Kanye done or not? Everybody got that question, man. Right. So make sure you come and subscribe to the elder. A lot of people was liking the chat. Adon, what you got going on right here, Adon? What's going on right here?
Oh, that's what's going on in America. That's America.
Hey, that's the spirit of Babylon the Great. That's definitely the spirit of Atlanta. Right. So make sure y'all go check out the elder. Hey, Adon, real quick before you go, how did you feel about the cops killing the young brother?
Well, I want to wait till all the facts come out because I'm hearing some crazy stuff about that situation, man. You know, so I want to wait till all the facts come out. You know, it's funny. They're not talking about it as much lately. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it's been a little quiet. It's been a little quiet.
But what a rumor is that they know each other. That's what the rumor is.
Because he worked with his girlfriend, his ex-wife or something.
Yeah, so that you know, sometimes it's the Most High's judgment too. But so you know, you got to be. You know, I don't want to say anything, and I'm wrong on it. What's the lesson? Kill a steal feeling. The water out, you know. You know, but that's a lot of the cops. They just, you know, when we had the shutdowns, New York City had a lot of marches with the damn Black Lives Matter and whatnot. They approached the camp. Not until, you know, brother did something he shouldn't have did it to one of the lesbians in the camp, and they stopped that whole damn parade in front of the camp. And I said, yo, Ak, you shouldn't have did that, because they go to the camps purposely and they try to start stuff up. And she said, you should have listened to your man. And the goons came on us, but it worked out. But the cops told me straight up, you know, they don't want no smoke. They just want their paychecks, man. They just want to pay their paychecks and they want to be out. So the cops, you know, a lot of the cops just doing their thing, man. You know, so they in hell too. We all in hell.
Yeah, we had that same issue one time in Atlanta. Them same Black Lives Matter, and it's always the lesbians that want the smoke. Like, what's up with the lesbians?
I think they want the smoke until they get it.
But be careful. A lot of it is they got the goons waiting. I'm talking like if they marching like 200 strong, you can't go against 200. You know, so unless the both sides with you. But a lot of times, you know, they want the smoke just so they can jump on you. Because the law is on their side. The way the system is, it's jumping on their side. So be careful, you know. Be very careful. They got a lot of power, man, especially Atlanta. Oh, man.
Man. Atlanta's the Mecca for it.
Yeah, man. And Atlanta is strange. You know, I'm not going to stay long. The way it's set up, it's like the trains is hood as hell, man. What the hell is up with this? The subway, man, hood as hell, you know. I don't understand that, man.
I've never been on the Atlanta train. The train in Florida, we don't have that. If you don't have a car, you have nothing in Florida.
It's a train to LA, but I won't be taking that.
You don't take a train?
No,
I don't. I've been on the subway. I was not feeling
anywhere I go. If I go check brothers out, I jump on the trains when I say, yo, y'all going here? I'm gonna be right back. I get on the train. I try their train, DC, everybody, every train, you know. I gotta check out the train and look around on my own. DC got the best train system, in my opinion.
Yeah. I was on DC train. Yep, they do. They do have a good train system.
Man.
That's right. Hey, but Adawan, we definitely appreciate you coming on, Adawan. It was a pleasure to have you. You know, I mean, you stopped by Atlanta a few times. I'm trying to find the videos in our archives. There's so many videos, though. You stopped by a few times and hollered at us, man. It's been a minute, man. It's time for us to link up again. Either if we got to come to New York, or we come back to the A.
I'm trying to make a decision on my next vacay, what I'm going to do.
Come on down.
You know, Florida's kind of tempting, but Atlanta got the action. You know? Florida, but I'll see. I'll let you, brother.
We might could link up where we do some LOZ, Sakari, SOT, and we go on South Beach. I don't think that's really been done. Like, we at South Beach, live in effect. Memorial Weekend, that'd be crazy. That'd be crazy.
Oh, really?
Memorial Weekend.
I saw videos with the brothers on South Beach, though. I saw
they be in Miami, but not like on South Beach, like on the strip. They be out there though in the area. They definitely be in it. They be close, like 10 minutes away. But on South Beach, because the parking is just so bad. The parking. Oh,
that should be interesting. That's because with them damn outfits and freaks walking around, and you get under their skin, you reading and read.
Yeah. It'll get messy. And here's some of the videos y'all go check the editor out teaching, man. We had a SOT mega camp, man. You remember this, Adawan? This was a good time, man. Brothers was at.
Oh, yeah, okay, I remember.
Yeah, Sakari. I think Sakari was out. I think someone.
Oh, I remember that. Okay, yeah, that was beautiful, man. Everybody just came at the same time.
That was beautiful. You know?
Atlanta's nice, man. Atlanta's a nice spot, man. I remember wow. You brothers just took that over, man. And I remember when the brothers first opened up out there, man. You brothers just took that over, man. That was like 94, I think.
Wow.
Brothers just opened that up now.
All praises, man. The Most High got the spirit still going, man. So we'll be out there. Yeah. You know, if you're in the Atlanta area, definitely come to camp. # come to camp. That's been our motto for the past couple of years. # come to camp. If you're in the New York area, you know, get in contact with the Elder Bakwash. If you're in Florida, get in contact with me. You know what I'm saying? The water for everybody that tuned into the pregame. We had a beautiful guest speaker, the Elder Bakwash, right? Make sure you definitely subscribe to his YouTube channel. We got the new moon coming up tomorrow at evening 7:45. Don't be late. Don't be late. I know the Adawan, y'all were always going to put on a mighty lesson. It might be streaming on Patreon live, I believe. I don't know if we're going to go on Facebook. Got anything else, Adawan? Before we close it out?
Man, it's been really great. I appreciate y'all having me on, man. Just stay strong, man. Just do it. If you do anything for me, stay strong. Do not give up, man, because this thing's gonna heat up. Trust me. You can feel it in the air. Something about to go down.
That's right.
Stay strong. You know, you don't have to run into the kingdom, but it's better to crawl in the kingdom than to just not going at all, man. I'd rather crawl in there, but you know, just stay strong, man. That's all I can tell you.
Strong in this thing. So with that, you now tune into another episode 6, brick by brick of the pregame. We appreciate everybody for tuning in. I'm Captain Yaiquab. We got
Soldier Aharon
and the marvelous Elder.
And I'm your brother Bakwash.
And the water for tuning in. Yahabashim Yashai Brakatham.
Yahabashim Yashai Brakatham. Shalom.